We're out here almost in East Texas. Anyway, definitely East Dallas area. This is the meter. It's in the Parkway, which is perfectly acceptable. And if you've seen my videos before, you'll know. This is your meter dial. There's a little smaller dial right inside of here. There's a little triangular paddle wheel, cheater wheel. Okay? And if that's moving, I just tapped it. It is moving. Okay? It's failing the meter test. If it's leaking here, we need to find out where it's leaking. If it's not leaking someplace we can see, then it's someplace we can't see. And I'll go into that a little farther. It's going to be difficult because I cannot find the shutoff valve, the check valve for the lawn sprinkler system. It may be in these bushes, but we can't see that. I've been in here. I can find the main clean out. There's the main clean out for the sewer right in there. Okay, but I cannot find the main shutoff valve, nor can I find the lawn sprinkler. These bushes shouldn't be touching the house. Lawn sprinkler shutoff valve. Okay. The house faces south. Excuse me. The house faces south. So that puts us on the east side of the house. Found some tools here somewhere. I know I brought some. This is the lawn sprinkler head. Shouldn't be closer to the structure than 12 inches. Alright. This house apparently has a double ground somewhere, which it should. This is the grounding rod. It's supposed to be completely buried. Obviously they drove it in sideways like that. That nut's broken. The rod is loose. I don't think it's really buried like it's supposed to be. Alright. Power to the house is below grade. I come up here. Being below grade, this is the electric power supply conduit. And the electric power supply conduit is loose right here. Alright. You can tell where it used to go, so that there's a movement and it's separated. This doesn't need to be loose like this because water can get into the electrical system. Okay. Come along here, and we see the meter box has been sealed. That's a good thing. Alright. Moving along here, we're on the east side of the garage. And we have some erosion along here. Alright. So, things have been moving. Things have been drying up. There's been some neglect here. These are called weep holes. We want those. Okay? Homeownership 101. All roofs leak and all walls leak. And we build our structures so that they shed water faster than they accept it. Because we want to keep the inside of the house dry. But weep holes are a good thing. And you see holes like this around the foundation perimeter? Okay? This is a post-tension slab. There's different styles. Some of them have piers. Others don't. But it is a post-tension type slab, which is a very strong cement slab. The cables are run through the slab, the steel cables. They put a lot of tension on them. Adds additional strength to your foundation. So that's a good thing. And up here, on the east side of the garage, that's your lawn sprinkler weather valve, weather sensor. Excuse me, I've got a dry cough, allergies, I think. Okay. Now, remember the weep holes we were talking about earlier? There are no weep holes over the garage lintel. That's called a lintel. This metal guy right here, it's called a lintel. If you look a little bit, you might have to use your imagination. I don't know if the camera can really capture this, but it's starting to sag just a little bit right there in the middle, which is fairly common. And then you got a little bit of separation between the brick and mortar right there. And there's a baby crack developing right over it, right in the dead center. Okay, we've got gaps between it has been sealed, but we got gaps between the garage casement, car entry casement, and the brickwork. Gaps between the garage car entry casement and the brickwork. Again, pushed too close. We were just here. More weep holes. Looking around. Looking around. Light fixtures have been sealed. Doorbell works. Doorbell's been sealed. Doorbell is not illuminated. Doorbell should be illuminated. And then we'll just run right on through here. Now we're in the garage. Okay. Solid door. The garage pedestrian door should close on its own accord. It should have a spring. Okay. I feel like I'm dying. This is the lawn sprinkler control system. Okay, it should not be hooked up with an extension cord. That's why that guy's dedicated up there. I know that the AT&T needed to put their equipment in here, but this guy, okay, belongs up there. I'm guessing these are operation instructions. Doesn't look like it. I'll check it out a little further. This was open earlier when I got here. I closed the cover. This model does not have a backup battery to save the program. And the stations should be labeled. Station zone 1, front of the house, for example, so forth. It's 200 electric service, 200 amps electric service. Okay, Cutler hammer. This is the grounding wire, the main neutral, and that should be wrapped with white tape. Okay, there's no double lugging. It's good. That's roach dookie. I don't think it's rat dookie. I'm not sure. It's dookie. Panel's been screwed in place. Okay. Screws are fast. Screws are tight. They don't have the same shear strength that nails do. So, if this area experienced a tornado, for example, these screws would not hold the panel in place as well as nails would. Coming along here, we have AFCI in the bedrooms only. That's all that was required when this home was built. Now, I'm going to say you don't have AFCI in your living room and other places, but when this home was built, it was only required in the bedrooms. No double lugging. Okay, no gap. Ah, there it is. Gaps in the panel. Shouldn't have more than 1/8 of an inch. Some people say 1/4 of an inch. Shouldn't have more than that's definitely more than 1/4 of an inch. Shouldn't have that gap in there. That compromises the fire blocking. And then the bonding location should be labeled inside this panel somewhere. And it's not. Now, this should be duplicity, range. Range should be over here. Dryer should be over here. AC is properly fused, and it should be labeled over here. And then they're not supposed to be hand labeled either. They're supposed to be printed. When I say printing, I don't mean like that's printing. I mean printed like that. Okay. 50-gallon water heater, electric, 10 years old. Okay. That's about how long they last. So, probably looking at replacement in the near future. Also, when we get to the other side of the wall, these drain lines, they do not discharge close enough to the ground. Then we come up here, water supply line right there. You see the corrosion on that. Zoom in. Whee! Alright, so there's corrosion on that guy. He's seen better days. And then the insulation comes down. Okay, I'll take a better look at that, see if we've got the proper connections. But the T&P drain line itself, the temperature pressure leak valve, that guy right there, should have been insulated. Coming over here, this is the north garage interior wall. This receptacle outlet, it will not test mechanically nor electrically, and it's been scorched. This also controls the exterior receptacle outlets, so you do not have any GFCI in the interior. In the garage interior, you do not have GFCI on the exterior. This single gang, it was put up there for a purpose. It's dedicated for the lawn sprinkler system. And when this home was built, they weren't required to be GFCI. And it probably isn't. Even if you replace this guy over here, you probably will not have GFCI here. And you most likely will not have GFCI on your ceiling either. This home was built this morning. You'd have GFCI on your ceiling and on this wall. Coming along here, your optic sensors should not be closer. This is the garage door. Optic sensors should not be farther from the floor than 6 inches. Okay? You have your pinch stickers on the corners. You have your warning sticker. You do not have a pull handle on the inside of the door. The manual door lock has not been decommissioned. Okay? So you can close this door and lock it, and somebody could push the control button and it would cause damage to the door. This is the door button. Okay? It should not be closer to the floor or the threshold than 5 feet. And I'm not a tall man. And you should have a warning notice on the door. Excuse me. Next to the door button, just like this warning notice here, or similar. Again, the bushes are too close to the house. We've also got mulch. No, they brought the mulch back. That's good. The tree should not be closer to the structure than 25 feet. You don't have that much yard. I don't know where you'd put your tree, but the tree shouldn't be that close. Moving on along, I'm looking for cracks. I thought I remembered seeing one around. Oh, I did. I was in here looking for the missing plumbing elements. We got a vertical crack through the brick and mortar underneath this first bedroom, guest bedroom, office, study, whatever this room is. The first room on the left coming in the door. It's southwest corner of the property, but there's a crack under that window. Vertical crack through the brick and mortar. We're back. Coming along here, we have over that same room I'm talking about, and the formal dining area especially, we've got some erosion coming through here. This is the closest water valve to the street, and we've got about 75 psi. Alright, I measured 60 earlier. I'll measure it again before I put it up. Fences are beyond the scope of this inspection. However, this guy, he doesn't close very well. Alright, it's kind of a chore. When you look down here, you see slats coming off the side. I'm getting too much glare. Okay, here's that erosion along the west side of the formal living area. Okay, and this is not fogging windows. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and look at it from the inside. But these windows have a UV coating to help with energy efficiency and sun glare, and that coating is starting to flake. So that flake coating's becoming compromised right there. Moving on along. This is your hardy board type siding. Okay. The butt seams are not supposed to be sealed. Okay. Some of them are more than others sealed. Now I'm going to ask for sealant later in just a few minutes. But the butt seams are not supposed to be sealed. Everybody does it. There's one of the slats coming loose. And this whole section is coming down here. Alright. Here's the neighbors. Again, a lot of glare. This time of year can be challenging sometimes. Okay, this patio cover. Okay, it's fastened with bolts. This is really nice. It has 4 posts, which is really nice. Okay, they did a pretty good job on this. So, but I do want to talk about one thing here. Okay, this is called checking. Let's see if I can get my knife out. Bring it around a little bit. Okay, this is called checking. And this is an aesthetic issue. Alright? But my knife, it's not a big knife. But my knife, it can go all the way in. Like that. That's noticeable. This post does not lose any strength due to checking. Okay? It's an aesthetic issue. It's not a mechanical issue. Okay, this door. Alright. These windows, they do not have Z-bar flashing over them. Okay? I understand that they're pretty high up on the structure, or the roof is low to them. The proximity, you know, there's not much proximity, but they're supposed to have Z-bar flashing. This is another clean out right here. We got some damaged siding right here. We're on the north side, we're on the back side of the house. We're by the water faucet, the front porch. Some damaged siding. This casement should be sealed, and it wasn't. We got water coming in here, we got some rust. The board's bowing a little bit. And we got wood damage that's starting around the window casement. That's what wood structures do, it's 10 years old. Okay. Moving on along, this one's even worse though. That's not starting. That's wood damage right there. Okay. This would be the master bedroom north window. North wall, south window. Moving on along, this is the vertical casement trim board. This is the siding, where I said that you shouldn't have sealant. Sealant should be along here. Okay? They put a little bit, and then they forgot a lot. Moving on along. There's a little bit of separation right there. It's a good spot. Got a still image of one that's by the front door. This metal flashing that goes across here. This edge flashing, drip edge flashing at this point. Anytime it laps, it should lap 10 inches. Manufacturer says. I hardly ever see it. You'll probably never have any negative repercussions because of it. This one's not sealed. It's a little wide. It's not sealed. Paint's peeling. This is the master bathroom window. Again, kind of wide, but not sealed. Which is, you know, along here, we got more erosion along the east side of the first bedroom, or the southeast bedroom. On the east wall. This is a water heater I was telling you about. These lines, okay, they're supposed to terminate not further than 6 inches from the ground. This is your air conditioning system. Okay, it's claiming on an average to be 13 SEER. That's an average. Okay, then this refrigerant line is no longer required, acceptable. Okay, it should be a rigid refrigerant line that's not damaged. You do not have shredder valve covers. Your data plate's protected underneath here. It's a good one. It's about 10 years old. Excuse me. About 10 years old. They last about 14. They're engineered on paper to last 20. But in this part of the country, they last about 10. 14. Excuse me. I'm getting the water heater mixed up. This is called an expansion control joint, and it's got sealant in it. And but the sealant's drying and flaking out, and so the sealant should be pulled out and reapplied as a routine maintenance. Sprinkler head should be closer than 12 inches. This is the electric disconnect. I've got a still image of that. This guy's not GFCI protected. This is your service outlet. Okay, he's not GFCI protected because that receptacle isn't in the garage. Looking along here, you can see the moss. Okay, it's moss and it's wet. Okay, and they've replaced a lot of fence along here, more than anywhere else, and you can see the fence is just soaking it up. All right, We don't have good drainage over here along the east side of the house, the east side of the fence along the east side of the house. We got very poor drainage, and you're going to continuously have a higher than average issue of maintenance over here because of that.